What's up guys, Brian with MTNMix.com. I know you guys have heard it before, but I'm excited to be back. In this video, I'm going to be bringing you a review on a new plugin that Universal Audio released. It is their Capitol Chambers. It's a reverb plugin, replicates the chambers that are in Capitol Studios in Los Angeles, one of probably the most infamous chamber rooms in recording history. I think they did a really good job modeling it, so I decided to bring you guys a video. So I'm gonna hop right on the screen, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I got the plugin set up. First off, I'd like to just acknowledge how cool this plugin is. Universal Audio and Capitol Studios in Los Angeles literally collaborated on making this plugin. Universal Audio went over to the chamber rooms and they created their own impulse responses, and they really modeled the microphones really well, and they just did a really good job of just creating different tonal balances that you could really physically, I guess, quote unquote, physically engineer a session without actually having to move microphones around. Their dynamic room modeling is very, very good. The other cool thing is, along with just the plugin, they incorporated a lot of presets from very, very famous audio engineers that have used this room. They modeled where they put the microphones, their pre-delay settings, their EQ settings that they had in these chambers, and it's pretty cool just to have all of that right at the click of a mouse. So I'm just going to dive right into the plugin. You have a series of 4 different chambers from Capitol Studios, 2, 4, 6, and 7. Right below that, you have different microphones that you could use to capture these reverbs. And then right below that, you have a minimum and a maximum slider, which changes the distance of the microphones. So you have a lot of customization just on this top little quadrant. You could really create the sound of the reverb that you're looking for just off of that. Then below that, you'll probably have the more familiar settings that are on a majority of reverbs. You have your pre-delay, which will control a lot of like that time from the first early reflection hits. You have your decay, which again, minimum all the way to maximum, just fairly simple, one knob. You have your EQ, which is your low cut. You could have a bass boost or a cut at 125 Hertz. You have a mid boost or cut at 500 Hertz. And then you have the same thing for your treble at 5K. Right below that, you have a mix knob, 0 to 100. But if this wet solo button is on, it's just going to be acting at 100 regardless. This is what you're going to be using if you're using it as a send effect, which I would advise towards. Another knob on here, and the last knob on here, is the Whiff Knob. And for me personally, I always like to go essentially as wide as possible on reverbs, especially if I'm working with just a mono vocal and I'm trying to just create a little more space for that vocal in the mix. A nice wide reverb will help you achieve that. So we're gonna go ahead and just take this vocal that I have right here. This is kind of like a smooth R&B-ish hip hop. It's actually kind of hard to describe this. It's very laid back. It's a very laid back hip hop vocal. And we're just going to go through some of these chambers and some of the microphones, and you'll be able to get a feel for what this plugin sounds like. It's probably, as of right now, my favorite plugin as far as reverbs go. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
I swear I could stay here all day. You calling up your roommate saying busy all day. Like vacate this entire premises unless you meditate. Got me waiting in vain. I just you painted, I call her Monet. Gold in the sunset and blue on her lace. No other woman is taking the place. Just take these. I swear I could stay here all day. You calling up your roommate saying busy all day. Like vacate this entire premises unless you meditate. Got me waiting in vain. I just you painted, I call her Monet. Gold in the sunset and blue on her lace. No other woman is taking the place. Just take these. Hands on your hips, eyes on your lips, gold in your eyes, you're spontaneous. I like honey shivers down your spine, lights a flicker in my. I swear I could stay here all day. You calling up your roommate saying busy all day. Like vacate this entire premises unless you meditate. Got me waiting in vain. I just you painted. painted, I call her Monet. Gold in the sunset and blue on her lace. No other woman is taking the place. Just take these. Hands on your hips, eyes on your lips. Gold in your eyes, you're spontaneous. I like honey shivers down your spine. Lights a flickering right as I trace your thighs. You've forgotten everything that's on your mind. We go at it like there's never gonna be a next time. I remember these days as the best times. I design songs, you design the next line. Got you cradled in my arms, holding the stretch lines. Never work it, baby, we stretch time. She just want me, and I love that. You smell a second till I get a text back. Same taste, but a different place, man. I swear I could stay here all day. You calling up your roommate saying busy all day. Like vacate this entire premises unless you meditate. Got me waiting in vain. I just you painted, I call her Monet. Gold in the sunset and blue on her lace. No other woman is taking the place.
So just after going through some of these different chambers with the different microphones, I did it real quick. I didn't really do anything organized. I just wanted to let you guys hear for yourself the difference of tonalities. It's pretty cool how you could really physically model this room and create the room how you want it to be without even being in a room. You don't have to get out of your chair. To me, that's a really cool idea. There's plugins that do this already, but I think that this sounds very, very smooth. And for a while, I think this is probably going to be my favorite reverb plugin. So I'm not really going to go into the pre-delay and the decay because you guys most likely already know what that is. I just wanted you guys to get a sense of the smoothness of the record and of what this reverb could really do. So for the end of this, I'm going to go ahead and just boost this reverb a little bit just so you guys could hear more of a clear difference. And I'm just going to play the record through. So until next time, guys, have a great day. Physical RAM is running low. Don't show me this again. Be sure to subscribe, comment, share, all that. Have a good one.
I swear I could stay here all day. You calling up your roommate saying busy all day. Like vacate this entire premises unless you meditate. Got me waiting in vain. I just you painted, I call her Monet. Gold in the sunset and blue on her lace. No other woman is taking the place. Just take these.